class. In my experience, this problem number 9, sometimes challenges students. I think it's my favorite problem. It really tests your understanding of financial statements. So you can see here that there are 10 transactions. The first one is done for you. And you have to analyze what kind of impact each transaction has on the 3 financial statements, on the balance sheet, income statement, and the statement of cash flows. So the balance sheet always has to be equal. So if you put something as an increase on assets, which are equal liabilities plus equity, you have to increase the other side. In some transactions, however, you will have plus and minus to assets. Like, for example, right here, we buy equipment for cash. Well, this one increases equipment and decreases cash. Both are assets, so total assets don't change. Therefore, you don't need anything else in liabilities or equity. Income statement. So only 2 types of events impact income statement. Expenses decrease it, and revenues increase it. And net income is transferred to equity. So whatever you will have in net income, so right here we have, for example, with you services provided, that's revenue. So that increases net income. Automatically, you have to do the same to equity. So if net income goes up, equity goes up. If net income goes down, you have an expense, equity will go down. Now, I'm not finishing this transaction, right? There is something else that needs to be done on the balance sheet. And then for the statement of cash flows, if there is a cash transaction, only cash, you have to classify it as either operating, investing, or financing activity. Like the first transaction, the owner invests $900 cash, asset goes up. In exchange for stock, common stock, equity goes up. There is no impact on income statement. There's no revenue, no expense. And then there's cash, and this cash is a financing activity. So financing activities have anything to do with long-term liabilities. We're borrowing money on a loan, or with equity, any cash transactions. Like here, we are receiving cash from the owner, so cash goes up and it's a financing activity. Investing has to do only with one thing. We buy or sell long-term assets. We buy equipment. Long-term assets are assets we're going to use for more than a year. We buy a car. We buy land. We buy a building. We buy copyrights. We buy a long-term asset, or we sell it for cash. And everything else is operating. Again, the last 3 columns are only for those transactions where you have cash. So like 1, 2, 3, there is cash. So it will impact the statement of cash flows. But in number 4, there is no cash. Cash is not involved here, so nothing will be put for the statement of cash flows. So have fun with it, practice. And again, you are not trying to memorize this information. Remember that you're studying for comprehension. You have to understand it. Good luck, and I hope you solve this problem.